Hello, I'm Cameroon, and we're going to give Sword of the Stars 2 a try. So this is pretty much, I would call this a flawed game, but with it had high expectations, and development time I think ran long, and they had problems with the engine, but they really were shooting, not to misuse the pun here, but they were shooting for the stars. It's unfortunate because Sword of the Stars 1 was very well received, and Sword of the Stars 2 has a lot of things that don't quite work, like scenarios. There aren't any. The maps are, there's no random map anymore. Like that used to be a thing that was in the first one, and just no random maps anymore. And I get why that, they have reasons for having done that. But at the same time, there's a lot of replayability that gets lost if you have fixed star maps. And so, yeah, and I think this is a huge map, which is so there's like actual, lore for the game. And I think this map that's what that reflects. I don't know what we're going to play. I don't know how long we're going to play. I have played in the past when it was super buggy, and I don't know how buggy it is now. I don't know what map we should play on. There's so many different kind of, I don't want to say conflicts, or issues with various conflicts. Wait, why is that called pillars? Does that look like pillars to you? I thought pillars was the one that had, it had like a, okay, well that's definitely Rift. Because I know there was one where it was like, kind of like the, oh, there's a nebula that looks like 4 fingers sticking to space kind of thing. Whoa. It's not towers, I don't know, maybe it's different now. Maybe that was one of the things that maybe the map changed or something. I think we're going to go with a kind of, well, maybe not that small. That's tiny. Let's go with this. Okay, everybody can be in it. Victory condition. We'll just say last capital standing. Interesting, there's nothing, it doesn't tell you what... Does it tell you anywhere? No, it doesn't really tell you what condition you've picked. It just has them. Oh man, I've forgotten how buggy this could be. So we're not... Alright, I know you can... Oh, here we go, select faction. So the immersion means that they have, why did my ship not change? But the immersion means like the voice packs. There we go, finally got a change. I think the engine is like, I think it's loading the graphics, and that's what was taking so long. But I mean, there's a lot of detail in these. It really makes me sad that the game essentially overshot and underdelivered, and Paradox basically, and not for no reason, but Paradox basically said, hey, yeah, cut that out. I want this to be random over here. I don't want to know who it is. I think there's a way to do that, but whatever. It can be the Tarkas. Let's change our ship color here. They're nice, like... That looks kind of neat. And then Empire color. I don't know. Really? I like... So ship color, you have all this option. Empire color, you've got this. I mean, I get it's probably to make it so that they're easily... So you can't do something where you're a color very similar to another empire, maybe? I don't know. That looks okay. I kind of like that. Although she does have this very... She looks like she's a little tense. I don't think this is the leader of our empire. Some of these look really good. We'll go with her. Oh yeah, the humans are definitely the people with the skull and squid tentacle. Yeah. Rabbit over the moon. Okie dokie. How about that? Okay. Well, what is it? This human... No. Terran what? Terran, Oh, come on. Terran what? I'd ask the audience for suggestions, but it'd be kind of delayed. Sure, the Terran Collective. Alright, well, this is the style of our ships. So, for those who aren't familiar, every race has actually a different way of moving between the stars. They have essentially different like faster than light drives. Humans use these giant rings on the back to jump between stars essentially along lanes, you know, like paths. Whereas others, Cuthbert 1. No, it's going to be Terra. Sure. Or Cuthbert. But in any case, so we have to, as humans, we have to use these node lines, as they're called. Tarkas, which are like lizards, they get to jump straight between places. Hivers have to go from... They have to actually send their ships on a slow path from one to another, but then they open a gate, and then it's instantaneous jumps. So Hivers have a slow start, but once they build their web of jump gates, they can reposition forces very, very quickly. So everybody has their sort of, you know, what their good or strengths and weaknesses in terms of their hyperspace travel. Now the tech tree, if I recall, is randomized, so you're not always guaranteed to get the same techs, and I don't know if the order is also randomized. I think the order is the same, so like they always have the same prerequisites, but you might not actually have one of the links. So like, for example, ultraviolet lasers, it's off of the regular UV laser, and it could be that there's no link between these, but maybe there's a link from somewhere else. So even text that you don't necessarily have a link to directly, you might get a link to it later. Wow, we started off with a lot more text researched than I thought we would have. These are good because they work for as point defense as well.
It's a very exciting possibility.
I don't think I'm going to study feasibility. I think I'm just going to go
Yes,
straight
sir.
for...
We'll look at something else.
See, like, they know 100%. They know that. I think that's what that 100% next to it is. They know that they can get these where it has. That's annoying. So the 100%, I can't put the mouse over it, but where it has heavy combat lasers, 100%. That means they are sure that they can get the get this tech. Others, you have to study the feasibility to find out first whether you can actually research it. I think we're just going to go for X-ray lasers.
Project is fully staffed, Director.
Oh, what else do we have? Torpedoes. We'll certainly want to upgrade all of those at some point here. Missiles are good for the planets, but we don't have to worry about that right away. So we have all the way to heavy driver already? Man, I don't remember. This must be like a new since I last played tech tree thing. So communication's important. This whole branch, without it, you have, like, for instance, if you send your forces off to do something, that's it. They just, well, particularly for the humans, when they're in the node lane, they basically can't receive orders. They're just, you just send them off, and you can't do anything until they get back. It changes a little bit later as you research technologies, but essentially when a force is in faster than light travel, you can't actually talk to them. All of these, yeah, see, like, this lets, this is yeah, using faster than light communication, so it lets you see, it's sensors at a distance. That's important for trade. So until we get, like, we can't build the biggest ships until we start up this tree, engineering tree. So we can build some shields, but not directed energy. Actually, maybe we can't build shields yet. Oh, and this is psi talents. So there's a lot of this game that I haven't played much of, particularly since I kind of stopped paying attention after, or not paying attention, but I was like, you know what, it's going to be a while. So I'll just let it, you know, I'll let it cook, and I'll come back when maybe it's in better state. So we have one station. These are the modules that it can have, and the modules that it does have. So it has nothing in here right now. It has a population. It costs a certain amount of maintenance, and it provides, like, this is our naval base, so it provides essentially our point in space for, or at least the starting point in space for defense and repair, and just, it even has some trade. Like, this one's not big, and it's a naval base, so it's not specifically set up for trade, but it will provide some, I believe. I think. We're going to ignore that for the moment. Here's our planet, so we can change whether we're going for, like, trade or construction, whether we're stripping more resources out than the planet can handle, all that kind of stuff. Wait, do we have Thundara? Nice. Do we have, really? We have 3 colonies? Really? I didn't realize that. Okay, well, that's fine. We've got a fleet in orbit here. Fleets are an interesting concept, and so is, like, this. Essentially, you set up missions.
Yes, Director. We'll be back with the data as soon as possible.
Which is very different than the way that it used to work. Right, so you go here and you right click on it, you say survey, and then these are ships that are available for those missions.
En route to survey, Commander.
So you don't like just pick a fleet and drag it over or that kind of thing. What else do we have? We have a construction and colonization. So I don't think we have any surveyed planets that we want to try and colonize. Yeah, because we have colonies on all of those. And they're terraformed, so they're actually... They don't have... I guess because of their size, they don't have 2 slots. Like, this has 2 slots available. So, like, we could send a construction ship here. Okay, yeah, and there's our fleet summary. So we could send... Oh, crap, where is it? Air, fleet manager... Oh, this... Well, we're gonna go here. So, you essentially... This is one of the things I do love about this. So it's not quite the same as, like... Star Drive and Star Drive 2, where you're building the where you're literally putting every system in place and you know, sort of pixel level detail or whatever, or square level. But you do pick what this has on, like, in total, right? So it has auxiliary fission, it has UV lasers, and it has them based on, like, so you specify, these are defaults, like this is just an armor, so it's just kind of like your, you know, infantry. This is a supply ship. And you would go ahead and pick, what is it? We're in the build, right? So if we go over to design, this is where I wanted to be. But so you pick the 3 slots, right? So in the middle, you have a forward, middle, and rear block. So we only have 1 engine type, so we can't change that. There are other mid parts, like right here, this is a command and control ship. This lets your fleets be bigger and be more effective, like having actual fleet formations and such. And it's not showing the texture in this part, it's just showing this kind of like design. And you place modules and components in these slots, right? So we could say we don't want Gauss cannons here, we want UV lasers. And I think there's a way, is it maybe shift? Control? There's a way to say, like, make all of them. There's a way to do that. It's not... There's a way to do this so that they all turn into... Oh, what is it? I know there's a way to do... Anyway, so you pick... And you can also apply certain options to it. You can say, you know, I really want this to have extra armor, so it'll add extra armor. So this is a standard armor design, right, where it's got this camel module thing, which I think just increases, yeah, it's extra supplies and ammunition. And so all of these components can be damaged and shot and stuff. So it has extra power, because you need to power the weapon systems. This, you can set like the engagement, the engagement rules, the rules of engagement, I guess. And there actually is, let's see, weapon test. You can see actually how they fire. So like if you...
Target data,
And so you can see what weapons have what perks. Right, so like if you fire the rear facing one, only these 2 turrets in the back will fire.
Target locked.
And if you're facing forward, or the target's facing forward, you know, all of those can fire. Basically everything on this ship. And there's these block diagrams of the armor. So essentially weapons can penetrate, they can do different types of damage. Like if it has an area, a sort of sphere of effect, then it will start gouging out larger places, whereas something else might have more of a penetration effect and go through more layers at a time. Fire 5 missiles. I guess if this had missiles on it, they would fire. Anyway. So that's how the design system works. Again, I know there's a way to say, like, hey, make all of the turrets on in a given type. Oh yeah, we have extra. What is it? Yeah, extra troops. But you can say, like, in fact, in this case, you can see all 3 of these are going to be whatever you select, right? But these individual ones, I know there's a way. Maybe it's like if you. I know there's a way to do it. Anyway. So that's how the design and shipbuilding works. So you have a lot of ability to customize specific roles and, you know, like to counter other designs, right? If something's got a lot of point defense and can shoot down missiles, then you don't want to build a missile boat. And if you have missile boats, you want to switch them up. And I believe there's refitting and that kind of stuff. So we haven't gotten very far yet. I mean, we just kind of started. We don't have any fleets in reserve or set up for defense on any of our other planets. We've got research going. We've got like this 50-50 split. So we're basically, you can research faster. Like, so if we spend more on, kind of would have. So this is one of those things where the UI is goofy, right? Green is government, purple is research. You'd think that as you move a slider towards an object, like that you're saying, I mean, and I guess it is, you're saying that this is going to be, you're putting more money into this. But it's a very, it's not a very intuitive looking screen, in my opinion. Interesting. So where's like the 50-50 split? Somewhere about here. And so security does things like keep spies from doing stuff, that kind of thing. But since we don't have any spy operations and other things going on, all of this money is actually ending up in savings, which is important to have. So I think we're going to go ahead and do that. So this tells you how much income you're making, right? So there's actually a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, so basically we're spending a bunch in research and government, and somewhere we're getting more expense, I guess, for yeah, fleet maintenance. There it is. So fleet and station maintenance are adding up to the 200,000 that we owe. We're putting 50,000 into, so, and we're getting, where does it show our, okay, where does it show our income? I'm kind of missing it. I mean, this is our income, but it's not telling us exact. Okay, so it's coming from taxes. All right, so the things are kind of scattered about, but basically we've got 383,000 in income. We're spending 200,000 for fleet maintenance and station maintenance. We're putting some of the money from our income into the government, so we're getting security, which, because we're not doing anything there, I guess is turning into savings. Okay, well, there we go. So that's a lot of stuff going on. And you can create provinces, but we don't actually have... I don't think we actually can. Like, I don't know why it's not getting... Maybe because we aren't far enough along. But anyway, you can create sort of... A province ends up being, I think, for trade, basically. Obviously, we don't have any diplomacy to do. So that will be turn 1. There's a lot of stuff going on. That's fine. We can have an inactive fleet. Those are the construction and colonization.
System update.
Alright, so there's nothing in that system. So this is where things get a little bit interesting, right? So this survey fleet, we can't really send him on this mission. I mean, we can.
Yes, Director. We'll be back with the data
But, like,
as soon as possible.
I shouldn't say we can't. I think that was one of the changes. It used to be that they had to return. Let's see, how much fuel do you have? Are you... I think they should be okay. I can't remember... I think they should be okay. Boy, that's going to be something I'm going to have to relearn. Oh my goodness, yeah. Alright, so nothing else to do this turn. So we'll just skip by. Yeah. So you can see one of the
update.
Like optimization issues that people had is that it takes a long time. Like there's a lot of waiting actually between turns. So there's some sort of code optimization issues going on. And you can see we've got research started. I think we're actually going to head more towards research because, I mean, that's a lot of turns. We don't want to waste money. So if you keep going, see how there's that black up here? This is actually, I think it even shows up. Alright, maybe it doesn't, but it's essentially wasted money. And I think it funds corruption. Yeah, okay, see down here in the expense, it actually turns into corruption. So you can continue to fund research more and more. You're basically just pumping in money, but eventually that actually leads to corruption. So we're going to shave a bunch of turns off. We don't really have anything for our construction chips to... Okay, here we go. So it looks like... Wow, Grayson looks pretty good. It's a little bit on the not... Like, it's not as habitable. Actually, Grayson 2 is better. It's much more habitable. And it has a much lower climate hazard. So we can go ahead and actually... I think we'll go ahead and colonize this. So, Grayson 2. We want to colonize Grayson 2, and we want to do that with our colonization fleet. Green Thumb. Oh. Okay, interesting. So this is going to cost us, like 224, which turns into, sorry, the climate hazard is away from 0 by 224, which turns into, I believe that's how you get this 27,000 development cost. So it's going to run $27,000 a turn just to sort of maintain this colony and get it started.
No worries, Commander. I'll keep an eye on this colony.
Alright, so there we go. Nothing else to see there. We've got our research going still. It's chugging away. And what we'll notice is, of course, once that colony actually comes up, we'll have colony development here, so we're going to have to scale back our research. I guess we could run a deficit for a while. We do have a bunch of saved up money. So,
system update.
Oh man, DeLuna is yeah, you can't actually. It's so expensive to try and colonize these that you can't. But we might be able to send later. We might be able to send like a mining ship towards these asteroids. We might be able to colonize these as we get more terraforming tech. But they don't have tons of resources. It's not that fantastic. But we should be getting... Yeah, he should be on a return now. So we'll let him return, and then we're going to go somewhere else. And I inadvertently... I should have had my other... Is he still there? No. That's the colonization fleet. Where's my... Is he... See, he's on the node line. He's actually returning. So I lost a little bit of time there because now he's going to have to... I mean, he'll get refueled, so I guess there's that. But lost some time because I should have told him to continue exploring. So we have the idle construction ship. I don't think there's anything we want to do with that. We might go ahead and upgrade this station. I mean, we have money. Let's go ahead and add in a command element. Just because, just to have something else that happens. So see, there's this pause. Sorry, it's not this, but there's
colonists have made
after you click
planetfall,
OK,
Director.
there's that pause. And over time, as the number of systems grow and the number of turns have gone by and the number of units, it starts to really really get painful, or can anyway. All right, so this is we're losing, you know, or we're slowly terraforming it down. So we're removing 1.88 of the what do you call it? So if you've got 220 for climate hazard, every turn we're going to reduce that climate hazard by 1.88. And this comes from how much construction speed essentially you have. So we have a 300 industrial output available to us, and that's turning into 1.88 removed. And it's building up some infrastructure. And we definitely need infrastructure because that's how you get additional industrial output. It's how you get population. All of those things kind of tie together in order to eventually develop the colony. So it'll be a little while, but this is not that bad. 220 is pretty good. Grayson 2 is fine. We don't care what that's. All right, so now you can see the government amount going to the government is we basically cut it in half because we had about 50,000 going the last couple turns, and now it's turning into 26 for colony development, and that over here is showing up as the biosphere. I think this is sort of the overall from all the why does this not show? Maybe because we don't have any income? In any case, you know, basically this is what I think the an expense for that. Anyway, point is, we're not making nearly as much money, and we spent some money to do what was that? To do the upgrade. But we're making more money too. I guess from colony development. Okay, so we've got another fleet available, or a fleet available again. So go ahead and it should, I believe it shows. Yeah, so we've got. I actually don't remember what these. What? Oh, I think this. Is this saying how many? Yeah, so you're basically saying I need this many ships in that fleet. There have definitely been some changes since I actually last played, so Confirm and exit.
Moving out to survey now.
So these guys are coming back. So we've got 2 supply ships with plenty of fuel and a bunch of armor ships in the command. So these six ships make up the fleet, and there is a fleet formation screen somewhere. Design ships, research. No. The summary of our fleets. Anyway, I think we're going to wrap this episode up here before we click end turn, because this has actually gone on a little while. There's a lot of information here. It's, information dense first turn, or first few turns. But we're going to go ahead and save, and what was this? The Terran Collective, and we'll just LP1. We'll just save it like that. And so anyway, if you enjoyed, if you have questions, please make sure to like and subscribe and comment, and until next time.